So you just did essays?
Yeah. There's some exams.
Isn't that a Banksy thing? Yes, Exit Through the Gift Shop is a Banksy quote. Yeah, it's the title of his film.
You're going down so fast. Oh, people are clapping. Oh, guys, you're so just obedient. Will you be listening to Dan and Phil's audiobook?
Sounds interesting. You should do an audiobook of it. Yeah, that's a great idea. I should do an audiobook of my... No, that would be boring. An audiobook of a dissertation, I think, would be awful. That's too much.
Oh, that would be. Unless you're Stephen Fry. Which you're not. Because Stephen Fry is like, oh, I love you, Stephen. And just like, I like to pretend that we're hanging out and you're really small and on my ear.
So you'd listen to him just reading out anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nicole, I have not. Can you give us a little tweet of your favourite book by that person so I don't forget it, please? Sounds interesting. Do you know what you might have done it on?
I guess that's if you did a dissertation.
What was your master's, Chels? Oh yeah, I just did film for masters. I would have done something to do with Stanley Kubrick probably. Or for my fine art diploma, my final thing was on, I called it The American Nightmare, like Hunter S. Thompson. So I would have done something probably about the disillusionment of sort of like the American dream and stuff. But that's really overdone now, so I would have probably just moved on to something on Kubrick. Portfolio advice for Art Foundation. Just get as much as you can. Just have a lot of good stuff there. Really, don't worry about it. Just
I'd love to do an art course.
When I get a job, we can do one.
Can we? An evening job.
Should we get some more? Should we start doing more qualifications?
Shall we?
Should we just start collecting? I'd love loads of qualifications.
Well, I definitely would really like to do a night school art course. Not only because I find it really fulfilling and fun, and also it would encourage me to do something creative because I'm lazy. I think you'd meet some really interesting people there.
Oh, like old people.
Yeah, you get a lot of rich retired people who are just like, oh, I just always wanted to do it and I never got around to it.
I've already got a diploma and I can't afford to do another degree.
We don't have to. You can't do a degree at a night school, can you?
I don't know. You can do a degree online.
No, not like.
You can do a degree online these days.
Yeah, a degree in life. That's what I've got. History, University of Life.
What are your guys' opinions on the refugee crisis? Oh, it's bad. Let them in.
Let them in. Let them in, guys. Open up the gates. The metaphorical gates. I'm going to do interior design at uni next year, and some subjects like that don't have to do a degree dissertation either. Yeah, you probably can imagine that you wouldn't need to do a dissertation in that. What?
Any more insights?
Well, what would you? I don't know. Like, I guess you do. Maybe it's like sort of a visual dissertation. You just like decorate a room.
All popular YouTubers leave after 1 hour. If you actually like to interact with people, you'll never become famous. Oh.
What?
What does that mean? What does that mean? Why did they leave after an hour?
I think Brown Eyes is giving us a compliment there by saying by us staying over an hour, then clearly we want to actually chat and get to know people, whereas most popular YouTubers just cash in for the hour. Because remember, some people do get paid to you now.
Well, we like the interaction, but I mean, like, if you're just trying to get rid of us...
Why were you now number 2 on YouTuber?
I just scrolled down, and this person who has 9...
Who the fuck's Taylor Anders?
It's only one of us, so... I mean, no one else is really on YouTuber right now. So, that's fine.
Michael Storm gave 50 likes, thank you.
What are both of your opinions on LGBTQ plus representation on YouTube going forward? I don't know what that means, to be honest.
I feel like LGBTQs are fairly well represented.
More so on YouTube than in
real life.
So that's good. I don't know what you mean by represented, because as long as we're all just doing what we should be doing in society and just being accepting, that's the end of the story.
I used to think that there was no real responsibility in anyone to talk about it or to come out if there were LGBTQ, and I still kind of think that, but I've changed my opinion slightly in that I think that it can actually benefit people a lot if there is greater visibility there.
Yeah.
So I would never encourage people who aren't out to come out if they don't want to, but if they're like me and sort of the opinion that they don't really care either way, then you might as well. Because I'm pretty sure that when I did my video coming out, it helped some people. I hope it did anyway.
Yeah.
So I just hope that that continues to happen, really, and that it just is, we sort of reinforce it as a supportive, welcoming place where people from all different backgrounds and stuff are represented. That's all you can do, isn't it? It's just about greater visibility and just showing people that, oh, I shouldn't be scared of this person because they're kind of normal or like me.
Yeah, I just find it weird when people who aren't LGBTQ+ make videos about it, because I always find the intention there questionable.
Right.
Do you know?
Think that they're just cashing
Like,
in?
I mean, obviously I wouldn't make a video about it.
Yeah.
Unless there was a particular incident like Dear Fat People
Yes.
that occurred. In general, I wouldn't make a video about it because it's not my place. I haven't had those experiences, so I wouldn't have sort of like an interesting perspective to draw on, or like the right to talk about it. So
But I don't think that people should be worried about having the right to talk about.
But I mean, well, you wouldn't make a video about race problems. You wouldn't be like, oh, black people are sort of underrepresented in like different. You wouldn't do that, would you? Because that's not your.
Yeah, I wouldn't, but it's not necessarily.
Unless there was like the sexual abuse thing, that it was a.
It's not. I wouldn't necessarily not make that video though because I'm not a minority. It's more because I don't have any real experience of it. Like if I had friends who had shared an experience with me, then maybe I would pass that on in a video. I don't know.
Yeah,
I certainly wouldn't want. I wouldn't feel comfortable talking about something like that without. If I didn't feel like I was in an informed place where I could actually contribute something interesting.
Yeah. But your coming out video made Michael really happy. What about Bi though? Among the large YouTubers, all we got was Shane Dawson. I don't think that's true. Oh, I don't know what you mean by large YouTubers actually. I don't know. I don't really. Again, like I can't say anything about it because I'm not bi, so I can't.
Chris talks about being bi quite a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but I didn't know what they meant by large YouTubers. Like, Dodie claims to be bi, for example. There are other people that claim to be bi. There are some people that have said that they're bi and I don't think are because of what they say behind the scenes, which is why I don't like people talking about it on YouTube because I think people do cash in on it. And that's disgusting. I totally agree. I guess I meant diversity and social responsibility versus personal freedom and privacy. Like, obviously, there's no obligation for anyone to say anything online that they don't want to.
Social responsibility is an interesting one in the context of YouTube, though. So I've never... I don't know. I feel like when I first started making YouTube videos, it was in a way there was a much less expectation there. But as it's developed, people have given away so much more. It's become so much more an extension of. It's like a new kind of reality TV that I think people are expected to comment on social issues.
But it's difficult because you immediately, like with anything, to be honest, like if you say, oh, I have depression or I'm an art teacher, you immediately become like this figurehead for that thing. And it's a responsibility which shouldn't be placed upon that person because they might not have any sort of like if somebody has struggled with coming out for a very long time and finally manages to do it on YouTube, that's great, and hopefully it will give other people the courage if they need it. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that they have all the answers, so it shouldn't be looked towards. And I think that's really difficult for people because they will probably get a lot of questions from people that are lost and look up to them. But there's no right or wrong answers a lot of the time either.
No, absolutely not. And I think, it totally depends on what it is.
Do you happen to know any closeted YouTubers?
Who's asked that?
Kevin? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I'm genuinely surprised that you guys aren't more popular. You're cool. Thanks, Jules. True bisexual visibility is severely lacking. Why?
I mean, personally, I don't really like labels. So I don't know. I think so long as there are.
I really like Nicole's comment. Or men making videos on how they are a feminist. Jack Howard. Let's see.
I didn't see that video, so I can't comment.
It's just. Some people do it from the right place and some people don't.
No, but the thing I'll say about Jack is that I think that I've not seen the video, so I can't comment, but I think he probably did mean well. He probably just executed it badly.
Like when he made that video after Robin Williams died.
Yeah.
Where are the bisexuals? I mean, like, I know a lot of bisexuals on YouTube, and I feel like they have come out, but they just haven't got like 1 million subscribers.
Yeah. I don't know. As I say, I feel like if it's about seeing a range of people with who have different sexualities, isn't it? And I think sometimes labels can kind of, they aren't that helpful. But then I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and also like if you, or any sexuality, or if you're trans, or if you have like issues like with anxiety or anything like that, as soon as you make a video about it, you become you're a gay YouTuber.
Yes.
As opposed to a YouTuber who is gay.
And I think it should be much more experiential rather than it being sort of like all the gays are lumped together, all the bis are lumped together. My experience coming out is going to be very different to a trans person dealing with that, and and their experience. So I think that it should be just about the individual sharing stories if they want to, but then I think especially when you're growing up, you do look for role models, or at least people who you can identify with around you, especially if there aren't people in your real life who you connect with who are say gay or bi or trans or whatever.
But like you've just said there, like, so Tyler Oakley is a gay YouTuber, not a YouTuber who is gay. Ashley Mardell is a gay YouTuber, not a YouTuber who's gay, because a lot of their videos focus around gay issues. They like do work for gay charities, stuff like that. Whereas you're a YouTuber who happens to be gay. Yeah. But I think that will be a role model for a lot of gay people who find Tyler Oakley too camp, or like too much of a stereotype. Yeah. So there's a lot of gay people who wouldn't see Tyler as a role model, but would see you as a role model just because you never talk about it but are comfortable with. Yeah. So like, just because you don't talk about it all the time doesn't mean you're any. There's probably like a silent lot of your audience who are like, oh, this is really cool. Like, I'm just like this guy.
And I'm sure there are people who watch my videos who, and I know this actually because people comment, who want me to talk about it more. But it's like, guys, I don't have anything more to say about it at the moment. Like, I don't want to force stuff out. Connor Manning is bi. I don't know who that is.
Connor.
Dodie didn't label. So bisexuals don't get much big name representation. That is important.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry guys, we're just doing a quick read. We're catching up.
If a bi person dates someone from... Sorry guys, we're just having a read here.
Yeah, there's a lot. We didn't. It doesn't automatically scroll.
Yeah, I feel like there are loads of YouTubers who are bi but still in the closet.
I mean, yeah, like the main problem with the bi issue is people like bi-erasure, or people just going, that doesn't exist. You're doing it for attention, or if you're dating a guy, you can't be. If you're a girl and you're dating a guy, you can't be bi. Yeah. Which is just other people's ignorance. I don't. Just the more people that come out as bi and tell those people to shut up, great. Yeah. It's just going to be a waiting game. More, really, don't we? There's nothing we can do about that.
I think it's a harder thing for people to get their head around, because I think that generally there are some, not even just straight people actually, just people who like to think they can work out when somebody's gay or not straight, and it confuses and upsets them a little bit if they don't get it straight away. Like that's something that I had a lot when I was coming out, was people either saying I knew all along, or oh, you'd never have been able to guess though because you seem so straight.
Yeah,
and that, like, I think that puts people on edge. Whereas if someone's really, really camp, then that's a kind of a question answered, so it's easier to understand. And I think that with bi people, there's sort of just like a bit of confusion about it.
Yeah, I think like Jules has a good point. Like I think the worst pressure is on being a queen and fabulous, more pressure on perfection and fulfilling stereotypes. Like I remember this one guy at school came out in like year 11, and the day he came out, he completely changed everything about himself. Like he started talking with a lisp, and I would understand if
it happens.
I would, yeah, but I've
had years of speech therapy to overcome that lisp.
But like if he just started like, maybe I'd understand like he'd been dressing differently or to hide it and stuff like that. But that wasn't his normal. You could tell that he was affecting it. And I didn't know if that's what he thought being gay was, because this was like obviously quite a long time ago.
Maybe, but I think also there's an element that it's total freedom.
Yeah. So I'm going to revel in this.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of guys are held back by the weight of being heterosexual and trying to be macho and masculine. So, and I think there's an element of if you come out as gay, then you can, if you want, you can completely reject that and be quite feminine. So I think that's one element. And then I think also there's an element of wanting to be obviously gay, so that people know without having to ask. So that's a question answered straight away.
It's weird that people have to ask, like that it matters. I'd like to live, I think like once we get past everyone being cool with everyone being whatever they want to be, we'll move into a place where it's not questioned.
Yeah.
So like in 50 years time, hopefully soon enough, but like everyone be like, oh, everyone's whatever, and that's cool. Are you trans? Are you a furry? That's
yeah.
Everyone can do whatever they want, and then everyone will just go, we're like plants. Who cares what anyone's doing? Like we only ask. Like it only really matters if you want to get on with that person. You can go, oh, sorry, you straight? Because
and then it's just a question. No, sorry, not into that. Then it's fine. Move on to the next one. Yeah, I wonder if that will happen within our lifetimes. Like, I wonder if ever. Well, within like the next 50 years, whatever, kids will be able to be openly gay at school, and for that not to be a thing.
That would be nice. Also, diet pills at work.
The two top things
if we're talking about things within our lifetime, just equally important.
Just throwing that out there.
I mean, yeah, but kids being able to be themselves at school. But I mean, there's always going to be bullying. So I'm cool with bullying if it's not about sexuality. Just like I hate bullies. I think they make me angry, and like how like when kids are bullied, they have to be rational about it. I think if I had a kid and it was bully, I would bully the bully because I haven't really grown out of that. But I think like as long as you can be yourself and not get bullied for that, like maybe you're bullied because you're an arsehole.
Yeah, if you're a bad person, then fine, you deserve what you get.
We're never gonna get rid of bullying.
Do you not think?
That's just human nature, I think.
It's a tribal thing, isn't it? It's just against them. It's bonding with others by trying to find weaknesses.
But adults do it as well.
It's
not just kids, but it's not physical with adults. It's sort of like more manipulative. It's in politics. It's in business. It's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere. We're not going to get rid of that, but let's make it for superficial reasons as opposed to like.
But it all comes from that same thing. It's trying to find allies through picking on a common enemy. But yeah.
You got some flack for not being gay enough.
Who's that?
That's so. Look, don't if you're part of a minority, don't give the rest of yourselves a hard time. Like, you're all fighting for the same thing. Don't go like, oh, you're not gay enough, get out of our. No, have as many people. Let's all.
Yeah, that's just I've never experienced any of that, but I tend to keep away from them.
Jermaine's the gays. I irritate him like nothing, no one's business.
Very homophobic, actually.
Alright.
I think they've got too many rights now. I think they're getting cocky.
Okay, any more questions?
Let's okay.
Thanks,
Gays
Catherine.
done. Next theme now,
We've
guys.
done
Next
books,
topic.
We've done gays.
I'm going to leave at 6:30, by the way. So we've got 25 minutes left.
25 minutes, guys.
Got to go home at 6:30.
Any?
I've got a bureau that needs tidying out. That's not a euphemism.
Chels needs to do some art to sell it to you.
Yeah, Chelsea's got money to make. That's why it would be cool if all types of people came out on YouTube, not just these perfect beings that some kids might not relate to. Hello! Have you not seen my coming out video? It's far from
Answer
perfect.
Charnel's question, please. Charnel Apple's question. Who's that? I haven't seen that name at all.
Guys, we've just said we're changing theme though, so this is the last one. So as to be.
Oh, we've lost a lot of people since.
Do you have any experiences with YouTuber personas versus meeting/interacting with them in real life? Any unexpected differences? They're all weird. They're all really weird, at least in some way. Occasionally you'll meet somebody who is much more shy in real life than you'd expect, but I think generally people tend to be pretty similar, don't they? I've never had any huge surprises.
People are bigger cunts. I mean, people are like, they present themselves on Twitter and online as all sweetness and like, oh, I'm this, oh, look at me, I'm just a sweet girl, and then off of YouTube, they're an arsehole.
Like who?
I'm not gonna say, am
Well,
I?
whisper it to me. Yeah.
So there's
Really
that.
though?
Yeah. Well, one of them
I think they're
definitely.
cunts in real life.
One of them.
Which is the other one you said?
What?
The first one.
Yeah.
Who's that? Oh yeah, she's a cunt. But I think generally, like, I mean, I feel like I'm quite a good judge of character, so I can tell if I'm going to like someone or not from their videos, because especially if you watch a couple of people's videos, even if it's an exaggerated version of yourself, you're still giving away some clues as to what your personality is probably going to be like.
Yeah, and also
I've never been particularly, especially if you follow someone on Twitter as well. I mean, it's difficult to keep up an act 24/7. There's a few that I've been surprised by, actually. Like I tell you what's interesting is some of the bigger YouTubers are massive divas. There are a few who I've worked with who've behaved quite unprofessionally and quite badly, and I kind of get it, because in a way they're like proper big celebrities and they're very well paid. But as someone who's like, I've done various bits and bobs in TV for the last few years, and I would never behave like that, and I think it's really unprofessional and stands out a lot when they do, and it's completely unjustified.
There's also a thing which I find with quite a few of them, which is a really interesting contrast that you don't get a lot of the time in real life. Say you're at a YouTuber party, obviously like a lot of us are friends anyway, but a lot of them have this weird sort of like dichotomy to them where they're very shy and awkward, but they also want a lot of attention.
Yes.
So they want the most attention in the room, but they also don't know how to get it.
Yeah.
So they'll do it in a really awkward, just embarrassing way.
So either do something dramatic,
yeah,
or cause a bit of a scene, or will just stand near you and expect you to talk to them.
It's a very... Yeah, I was just thinking of that one. Yeah, when you said that.
Sorry, this is going to be so frustrating for you guys.
Like there was this one person who were at a party and kept going around to everyone like, "Hi guys, it's me," and everyone would go, "All right," and then carry on talking. And then she would sort of be like, "Why haven't I just got this big response?" And then she would walk off and try it with the next people. So just join in like a casual.
Yeah.
It's not your show.
Yeah.
We're not all going to be like, "Oh, dance for us, monkey!" Like, just be an adult and just have a nice chat.
But that's why YouTube sends you a bit weird. Like, if you're a big YouTuber and you're used to hundreds of thousands of people taking note of you, regardless of what you're saying, whether it has merit or not, or whether it's entertaining or not. When you're in a real life scenario where you have to potentially fight for people's attention, or at least say something interesting to hold fort, if there's a group of people there, then they struggle with that, go a bit weird. But also a lot of YouTubers are...
A lot of them are nice and normal.
Are nice and normal, but then a lot also have like social anxiety issues and are a bit shy, which is fine. I mean, that's why you do YouTube, isn't it?
I've never seen so many, like, especially, I don't know, like, with the guys, obviously don't do this so much because they tend to get the attention brought to them. But I've never seen so many adult female women sort of, like, skip. Sort of like, oh, look at me, guys, and they sort of, like, run around in a ditzy, sort of, like, infantile.
Yeah.
There's a bit of that. Mostly with the same people that we've discussed.
Yeah, we're sort of one person who we're mostly talking about. But most are normal and nice, because I mean that's the good thing about going to a YouTube social event, is that even though some of them you wouldn't want to hang out with all the time, you know that at least you're going to have one thing in common, and it's quite an unusual thing to have in common, the whole YouTube thing, so you can always chat about that.
Any pleasant surprises? But that doesn't mean that there's not any, it just means that people you think are going to be nice are nice.
I guess so.
I mean, like, we're not going, oh no, none of them are nice. We're going, oh no, people like Sana, nice in their channel, nice in real life.
I think anyone who we, I was going to say anyone who we've collaborated with, but that's a short list.
I've collaborated with you and Miles, Ryan.
Like anyone you sort of like see us with on Twitter or Instagram, we like in real life. I like a lot of YouTubers. I can't think of any pleasant surprises really. No,
like everyone who like Brad and Liam. Like I love Brad and Liam so much, but I thought I would.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are like, you're like, okay, I think I really like these people, but then they're super friendly and nice also, and you're like, oh, I didn't know you were going to be friendly. But
yes.
You can never tell that because it's a video, it's a one-way thing.
Yeah. I can't think really. I worked with Ollie White recently. He was nice. Pleasant surprise. Any more questions?
Any more questions, guys?
God, you're all just like rabid for names, aren't you? That's what you want. Any current YouTube crushes? Charnel Apple is desperate to get some gossip out.
Yeah.
You're desperate for us to trip on one of those truth bombs, aren't you?
Does her name sound a bit like Chandler Moore? Oh, I'm not talking Gleam Team. I haven't met any of the Gleam Team. Yes, I have.
Yeah, you motorboated one of them.
Oh, yeah, I did. I motorboated Sprinkle of Glitter. She was nice, I think. Any current... I think, no.
The only Team Gleam I've met is... I met Alfie, he seemed nice. I met Louise, filmed with Louise before, she's nice. She's actually quite funny.
She's probably the best one.
And then I've not met Zoella, I've not met Joe Cirque, I've not met any of the others.
Are you attracted to Tobuscus? Yeah, of course. Not anymore though, because he suddenly got old and weird. And like, can you stop using that new Snapchat function with the rainbow and the crying? Because you're an adult, and it's weird. Like for a while it was okay. Like when he was in his early 20s, it was like, okay, you're sort of still being wacky. And now he's like probably like what 31, and he's still being like, ooh. It's just He is still hot though. Do you like Tobuscus?
I don't know what he looks like.
I've shown you his videos on multiple occasions.
Oh no, I don't.
Oh, I like it when he does. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about Tobuscus. You enjoy each other's videos.
I've not watched Chelsea's most recent one, and I'm in it.
Yeah, we'll watch that. We'll watch that before you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Excuse me, can you read my Tumblr blog about us becoming friends?
Yeah, hello.
Is it called a Tumblr blog or a Tumblr post?
Tumblr, isn't it?
Tumblr.
Just a Tumblr.
Can you read my Tumblr? Hobby Stewart.
Singer, dumb and easy on the eye. Oh, I've interviewed him before. He tweets me sometimes.
Who is he? Is he a YouTuber?
He's like a YouTube musician guy.
Don't care about. I don't.
He's not. I'm not. I don't have a crush on him. No.
I don't watch any YouTubers because I have. Oh, you know who I have a crush on? Who is married and not attractive? Obviously, he's attractive, but like stereotypically, Ethan from H3 Productions. He is not. I love him. I just love him. He's just so funny that I don't care what he looks like. I don't care that he has a wife. I love him.
Who is he? I don't know.
Ethan. You know what? Like I made you watch his video.
Oh
Triggered.
yeah, really?
Yeah, I love
You
him.
fancy him?
I don't fancy him. I'm in love with him.
He's
so
I'll never
funny.
understand you.
He's so funny.
Is
I don't
he?
get it. He's so. I just
It
love-
wasn't that funny, the one
He
you showed
is
me.
a great person. I like his
Okay.
little face. He wears a hat. That Troy hint was funny in your video. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Subtle humour.
Well, Chels, I've never heard of Ethan, but after that impression, I can see why you would fancy him. Look, he's not stereotypically hot, yeah? He's an old man with a beard that has a bit of grey hair.
He's not old.
He's not old, he's like 30. And
He's not old.
he's kind of chubby, and he tucks his t-shirt into his shorts and pulls them up so far that he gets his arse crack showing and his boxers hang out the bottom. And look, it's not sounding funny, I cannot explain, but he has all the right morals. He's just a fucking good guy, and he just takes all those fucking annoying prank videos by utter disgusting pricks on YouTube, and he rips them apart, and he points out when it's faked and shit like that. Any interviews that you thought went terribly, Jimmy? Not asking for names.
Just funny anecdotes. It was very odd when I interviewed Alfie Days for 4Music. That was very weird because he didn't know me as a YouTuber. He just knew me as a 4Music presenter, and he came into the studio and he had his entourage with him, and he'd been dropped off in a fancy car. So it was very odd for me as somebody who's been doing YouTube for a very long time to be on the other end of that interview, to be the one interviewing him.
That
And
hurt
sort
Jim
of
so much.
having to love him up a little bit. Not because he's a not nice person. He's very nice. It was just me as somebody who's jaded and jealous. Essentially, it was quite a tough one. But it was a fine interview. He was nice. It was a good video. We had on Serial Time last week a guy called Craig Roberts, who is in. Has that video gone up? I think it's gone up. Yeah, it went up on Friday.
Who's he?
He was the lead in Submarine, and has also been in 23 Jump Street and some other stuff. And
Did that come out?
he
What,
was difficult.
When's that coming out?
What?
23 Jump Street.
22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
21 Jump Street was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22 Jump Street. Yeah, he was a really nice guy, but he just was not up for being chatty or fun or entertaining, which is what makes a difficult interview. He was just being very actory. He was sort of trying to do the whole Richard Ayoade thing, but without the smart witty remarks.
Which is really all the Richard Ayoade thing is.
Yeah.
Without that, you're just a quiet, awkward person.
Yeah, the stoicism kind of is just there to act as a bit of a buffer, but with him it was all quiet, moody. But yeah, I have difficult interviews every week. Have you ever been tempted to adopt any YouTube gimmicks? Tell me about these YouTube gimmicks. I'd love a YouTube gimmick. Maybe I should. Do you know any YouTubers who've seemed to be trapped or strangled by their brand? Is it common, or are most just going with the flow?
No, I don't know. Like, to me, I would feel like if I was Nikki and Sammy, I would feel so just terribly restricted by everything I ever did. But I think maybe that they're just happy to be nice cookie cutter people all the time. When you feel a bit like, ooh, I'm being suffocated.
I don't know. Like, I don't know in that example whether they have too much of a brand that they. What is that noise I keep hearing? It's really creepy.
Don't worry about
Have you got somebody in the shower again? Yeah, I feel like probably people. I don't know. I probably feel like it's maybe harder for like Dan and Phil, maybe, because they've been doing it for a long time. They've been doing it almost as long as I have. Phil's been doing it longer than I have. And they're sort of my age. Phil's slightly older, and they're still. Oh, that's cute.
Has he been making this?
And they're still like dressing as teenagers, acting like teenagers. I don't know. I personally would find that a struggle, but maybe they're all right with it. Maybe that is their personality. Why have we got 6,318 coins? Can we cash that in? Is that equivalent to pounds?
Guys, can we get some? Can you help us get more levels? Because I feel like if we get more, I don't care about this at all. Like I started saying, and like, wait, what would a YouTuber say? And I'm like, well, we'll do this maybe again in another couple of weeks or so. any more questions that aren't about YouTubers that you know what.
We don't want to.
We're not gonna say the stuff we say to each other on.
Can I just say though, I really like Nikki and Sammy. They're really nice.
By Alamahali Lily Alma. See you later.
What's happened?
No.
Alma Lily. Bye, Chels and Jim. G to G. I shall miss you. Well, we're only here for another 10 minutes.
What do you think about those obvious but not official YouTube couples? How much should YouTubers tell their viewers about their relationship? I don't think they should need to say
obvious
at all.
but not official YouTube couples. Like who, Brownie Ice? Give me an example.
I don't think that you should have to, unless you do like daily vlogs where you claim to let everybody into your life all the time and then you keep it a secret. Like, I mean, even then,
what I don't like is I think people trying to keep a relationship quiet and away from the public eye is fine.
But then they tweet about it like flirtily, like we'll tease them.
Yes, what I hate is when people make drop really obvious hints to almost titillate the audience. And you know what couple I'm referring to here, but they would like tweet photos of themselves together.
But they're together now.
And like always, like they would actively say, "Look, we're not together, guys."
But they are together now. Yeah.
Yeah, but are now. You know what I mean, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like it when people manipulate their audience.
Yeah.
And tease them.
Oh my god, guys, stop
attention.
shipping us. Like, I really it makes me uncomfortable. Or stop fucking posting pictures of you guys on holiday together, half naked.
Yeah, and tweeting each other with bloody kisses and it's
you gotta have
stupid.
it one way or the other. Coins are only YouNow money, bars are real money. Sadly, you don't get the bars I spent on you because you are not partnered.
Oh.
I mean...
Well, don't give us your bars then, people. We're not going to get a penny of it.
Or even if we would, don't.
But thank you if you have.
Don't give bars to people. Especially, I don't know, do I care? Do I think that that's a good thing? I don't know. I just feel bad about anyone giving people stuff.
For this?
For just anyone on YouTube.
If we had a nice
I feel bad
little...
about merch even, like that. And that's still a thing. That's a real thing.
That's a product.
But they are being nice and supporting you. Like a lot of people, I think, buy the merch because they want to support you, not because they like.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And I just feel like I get guilt about that. Merch coming soon! That's such a Jack Howard laugh.
I know, I don't know where that's come from.
Grace and their is Grace not out with...
Oh no, I thought Grace had... Who is her boyfriend?
Chester C.
Oh. For a long time she wasn't public about that. I don't know, to be honest, in that. I watch Grace's videos fairly often and I'd have to be honest, I'd not picked up on that, but...
when is your
Troy
next
and
video
Connor
coming out? See, that's the thing, guys. We need to set up a Patreon because we live too far apart.
We actually do. We need to pay a Patreon that will give us enough money for Jim or Chels to get an Uber to the other's house once a week to film videos.
To be quite
honest,
it's
an hour and a half on the tube. An hour.
Yeah, it's an hour on the tube because
an hour and no, it's longer than an hour. It's like an hour and 10.
Chels lives here and Jim lives here.
All right, don't give my address out.
But you have to go here. You have to go like this to get to it. If there was a tube that went like that, it would take like 20 minutes. Yeah, so either it's $20 a month for us on Patreon or a £20 billion tube extension. One of the two. Or if Ford is watching this, can you give Jim a car?
Yes, we'll give Jim a car. That
Don't give Chels a car, she can't drive.
Give Chels a car, Chels will probably give me the car.
Give it to Jim.
Yeah, pass it
like
on.
Jim gave me the Microsoft Surface.
You don't have to promote it anymore. If anything, slag it off, they've not paid me.
This is shit, guys. Look at this. What's that flap doing? And it's scratched because I don't treat it very well. But
hard wearing though.
Hard wearing.
So yeah, guys, if we were to do a Patreon, would you? I don't know if we want to do a Patreon.
We might. We probably
I've
would.
said that. And
live together. I mean, we would, but Jim has a. Wait, did we talk about this?
I have a boyfriend
that lives there.
Yeah.
It's not just Jim, but we'd live together, but Jim has a boyfriend. It's that Jim has a living human being in a 1-bedroom flat.
If I bought a 2-bedroom flat though, you could move in.
I would be the Joey to your Chandler.
Would you do that?
Yeah, of course.
Would you live with her?
Yeah. You should do that so I can pay you rent as opposed to paying it to someone I hate.
Oh my god, if I could afford a 2-bedroom flat, I totally bloody would.
I could live above the garage.
Oh. We probably won't have a go.
Guys, can we get that? Can we get Jim a house so Chels can live with him?
Yes, do a Patreon. Do a Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, guys.
Do you remember that project I came up with where I actually wrote this up and submitted it to real professional
Oh
human
my god,
beings?
this Brighton one! Don't tell him about that!
Me and Chels had a weekend in Brighton and were desperate to live in Brighton.
We vlogged it. Go and watch it. It's on our channel.
I came up with an idea where a company give us money to rent a house for a year or 6 months, and we live in the house, and that is our studio. So we could. I don't think it's a bad idea actually. We commit to making 2 episodes a week of a long-running, short episode comedy series, which we film in the flat and around in Brighton. So that was it. Not as bad as I remember, but still ridiculous. And I pitched that to people. Basically give us the money so that we can have a flat in Brighton.
Can you let us live in a house and pay for that while we do nothing but YouTube? Is what we said.
Essentially, yeah.
We added details to it. They did not do that.
Weird, wasn't it? Weird that they didn't.
So we're not. It's not that we're not trying for you.
What
guys.
happened to Chatty Doodle?
Do you know like how long it takes to do a drawing and then also set up a camera near it and then think of talking while drawing? It just wasn't for me. I might open it up again. Now I need to sell some art to live.
Yeah.
I might have to move to the Midlands, which would make, and by move to the Midlands I mean move back with my parents, which would make this even a bit more difficult. Do it, Kickstarter for tube line for Chelsea Jim's house. I would love that.
I mean, I would rather a cart.
Can we do that? Can we start a Kickstarter for the tube line for just with like, which is the one where you don't get the money if you don't meet the goal? Because we wouldn't really want the money, but I think it'd be really fun if we were like £30 million.
Yeah, get everyone to. Kickstarter is the one, isn't it?
I don't know. One of them you get the money anyway, which really annoys me because some people are like, I need £100,000 to make a film, and then they get like 10,000, and then they just get that 10. You can't.
They just get to keep it?
Yeah. It's
No,
like, well, you can't
that's
make
not
any of the
Kickstarter.
film of that.
Kickstarter, you have to get the full amount, otherwise you don't get it.
Maybe it's Indiegogo. So that really fucking pissed me off. Give that money back then, because you cannot facilitate what you said you were going to do with that money. That's just you getting a free 10 grand there.
Jack Howard and Dodie on Twitter, what's that?
Is she broken up with Sammy then?
Sammy who?
Well, Dodie and Sammy was together, weren't they?
No idea.
I don't know.
I don't think Jack and Dodie are together. I don't know, I've got no idea.
Well, he was with... Well, not with. He was having... And then...
Don't.
Yeah! So...
Because we don't know that.
What? What, Jack? Oh, you haven't spoken. Okay, cool beans. And you're cool with what I just said? Okay, sweet, babe. See you later. Great work with Dean.
He's talking about making your own. What do you think about YouTube merch? I think it's fine, isn't it? I probably wouldn't bother with it if I was rich and didn't need the money, but I'm about to release some merch. Chels and Jim are about to release some merch. It makes doing this easier, basically. It's really hard to do YouTube videos if you've got a full-time job. It's really hard to live in London if you don't have a full-time job.
Also, I just like the idea of making things.
Yeah, and also it's nice to...
I like making things. No. If we knew a place which could get like a good... I think you can. I was looking on Spreadshirt how to get like illustrations on t-shirts. Like I'd much rather have like a line of t-shirts which had nothing to do with Chelsea and Jim per se, but that we wore a lot.
Yeah.
So that it would be like that. So then we could have like a clothing line.
Yes.
As opposed to advertise us for free. Like I want to make something people would want to wear.
Well, my t-shirts coming soon. Keep an eye on my Twitter for more details. I have designed this. I've kept them very simple because I only wear very simple t-shirts myself. Like it's rare that I'll wear a printed t-shirt, and if I do, it'll just be like a big sort of logo like that. So I've gone in that kind of vein with my
t-shirt, guys. Mount Rushmore, and then there's wolves.
Yeah, we've all got t-shirts, Chel.
There's wolves at the bottom. Wolves, guys. Do you want these? I could.
You can't sell other people's designs, especially a one-off vintage t-shirt. Anyway, what's that even? I can't remember what the point is. Oh yeah, my t-shirt. Buy it. So that's what can you just make fashionable vests?
Yeah, that is the one that he's releasing soon.
Is the one you were wearing on Serial? Yes. that is going to be released soon. I've just ordered 100 of them, so I will be tweeting more details about them soon. That's it, guys. I've got to go now. It's 6:30. I said I'd go at 6:30, and I'm a man who stays true to his word. So we'll wrap it up, I guess. Thanks everyone for watching. It's been really fun.
Yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate it. We've actually had a good discussion.
We have had a bit of a discussion, which
last time
I imagine doesn't happen a lot on YouNow.
Also, we had a bit of a internet malfunction last time.
It's held up brilliantly this time.
Yeah.
Not a single.
Well, from our perspective. Not
a single problem. I hope you all liked it. Shall we do one of these again at some point? Maybe.
Guys, let us know.
Don't all rush at once.
So nearly 2 hours. So
tweet us if you want. We're at Chels and Jim on Twitter.
Yeah, tweet us because we're always replying over there.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you probably don't want to talk to us that often. I mean, what are you going to say? All right, guys, how's your day going? That's not.
But if you're interested.
We haven't got time to reply
We've
to
not
like
got
50 people to do it. Well,
not you. You've got drawings to do.
Yeah, I do have drawings to do.
Yeah.
I
didn't mean that sarcastically.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for all the hearts, guys.
Yeah,
I'll
thanks.
see you too. Alright, we're going to go now.
Okay.
See you later, lads. We don't know how to leave, but hopefully it's by pressing X on the browser.